We created Leap Year more than a decade ago to meet the needs of emerging adults because we could see that their unique developmental needs were simply not being met by what our society was offering them. What's an emerging adult? It's someone who's between the ages of 17 and 24 who has to navigate three very challenging life transitions. Life transitions that define the territory between adolescence and adulthood. They're leaving home and their family. They're making their way from high school to college. And they're learning about and stepping into adulthood. And all of these transitions are happening at the same time. We live in a culture when it's somehow okay to leave young adults to navigate this time badly. All we feel we have to do is get them into college, and then our work is largely done. We give them three basic options: college, work, or perhaps a gap year. Very few are encouraged to take the time required to meet and express their uniqueness, or to even consciously reclaim the wholeness that they've lost while sitting, largely passively, for 12 years in a classroom. The result is that most people muddle their way through this life transition, even though these critical transitions will set the stage for everything that follows. By the time most students are ready to choose a college, they have lost a fundamental connection with themselves. Many have lost a clear sense of why they're in school or even why they're learning. Many have lost their connection with their feelings and their bodies. Most don't know what it means to be an adult, and most have lost a clear sense of their life purpose or a connection to something larger than themselves. For some reason, we simply accept these losses as part of the cost of going to school and growing up. But these are fundamentally important things. Can we afford to overlook them? No, of course we can't. Not without great cost to their well-being and their peace of mind. So does it make sense to just muddle forward to traditional college when you don't know why you're going there? College, as we've created in the US, is a great place to be if you know what you're doing and know what you want to study. It's also a great place to defer responsibility for 4 years. But at up to $60,000 per year, it's a really expensive place to be if you don't have a compelling reason for being there. And it's also a place that's filled with distraction, rampant substance abuse, and self-destructive and unconscious rites of passage. It's not a great place to be if you're drifting or unmotivated. Most important of all, college is not fundamentally designed to give you what you need at this stage of life. It's designed to give you more information and training. So what do we really need at this time of life? Most importantly, we need to find a context of our life, not more content. Each of us can now access most of mankind's information through our cell phones. Does it make sense to focus school on the mastery of content when we have so much information available to us at our fingertips? Somehow we think that if we just keep manipulating the content of what we teach in school, we'll get it right. The problem isn't with the information, it's the context. To make a significant life transition successfully, we need to learn differently. We need to do differently. Sitting in a classroom doesn't give us the two most vital contexts that we need. The first context is this one: an expanded sense of the world we live in. To know who we are, we need to know where we are. We need to get to know and love this home of ours. Before we decide on what to study and what we want to do with our lives, we need a context within this planet. To become an adult, we need to do real and meaningful work in the world. We need to do what adults do. If we wish to survive as a species, everything we do from now on has to take this picture into account as a lived reality for each of us. The other vital context is much closer to home, our own self. We need to get to know ourselves again, our body, our emotions, who we are, our uniqueness, our shadows, our gifts. This simply doesn't happen without devoting time and energy to it. This is critically important as we leave our teen years and try to make our way as adults. It seems obvious when you say it, but we can't become an adult without knowing who we are. We have so distorted growing up by focusing our attention on schooling as the main concern, rather than first focusing on what is really important about being human. Exploring work that's meaningful, finding out what makes us come alive, learning to live with integrity and passion, learning to communicate with other people consciously. This emerging adult period is the time to lay down a foundation for a life worth living. This isn't something to leave to chance, and it's something that you can do consciously if you have encouragement, support, and appropriate structures. Schools focus on content. Gap year programs focus on traveling to far-off places and doing cool things. College trains you to know about things, but it neglects to focus on you and how you connect to things, your context. Almost nobody focuses both on the inner journey and your wholeness. Leap Year is the only program that we know of where the focus is front and center on the deep needs of you as an emerging adult. In one place, in one program, Leap Year gives you 6 months of experiential learning where you are doing things that adults do in the world in real ways. First with a group in Asia or Latin America, then on your own doing an internship that you choose yourself from over 6,100 options that we have. Leap Year gives you an extended period of time to learn who you are with a great group of peers and guides and perhaps most importantly, mentors. Leap Year gives you rites of passage that define a graceful transition into adulthood. And Leap Year gives you a fully integrated year of college and generous financial aid. We feel like Leap Year is the best thing going because it is the only program we know of that is specifically designed to help the emerging adult emerge. We recommend that you compromise no part of your wholeness at the outset of your unique individual life. Before you get the rest of your education, get a life. It's as simple as that. Don't leave any part of yourself out. Even if your family, your grandparents, your school is telling you something different, don't compromise. If you'd like to learn more, there's lots of information on our website, and we'll also be posting a series of videos that go into much more detail about what we've covered here quickly. We look forward to seeing you on the other side. Thank you so much.